Imagine this: you finish dinner, sink into your favorite chair, maybe put on the TV or scroll through your phone, and tell yourself, "I deserve a little rest." Harmless, right? But what if I told you that the way you're sitting right now could silently increase your risk of having a stroke tonight, while you're asleep? As a brain doctor, I've seen countless patients who believed strokes happen only to people with extreme health issues like uncontrolled blood pressure or severe heart disease. But here's the shocking truth: everyday sitting habits, things we do automatically, without even thinking, can quietly set the stage for a life-threatening stroke. And the scariest part? The risk doesn't take years to build. It can spike overnight. Picture this: blood flow slows while you're sitting still, pressure builds when you cross your legs for too long, or your posture compresses blood vessels in ways you don't notice. These small, invisible changes can trigger clot formation. A clot that forms in your legs this evening could break off, travel through your bloodstream, and block blood flow to your brain hours later. That's how fast and devastating it can be. Now, I know this sounds alarming, but here's why you should keep watching. In this video, I'll reveal the 6 most common sitting habits that raise stroke risk, habits I see people over 50 making every single day. Whether it's slouching, sitting too long without moving, or even the way you nap in a chair, these behaviors may be silently working against your brain health. And don't worry, it's not all bad news. I'll also show you simple, science-backed changes that can protect your brain, restore healthy circulation, and drastically reduce your risk. So, before you sit back any further, stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand why something as ordinary as sitting can be so dangerous, and more importantly, what you can do tonight to keep your brain safe. Stroke is often thought of as a sudden, unpredictable event, something that just happens out of nowhere. But the truth is, strokes almost always build up silently over time, fueled by small, everyday habits that damage the brain and blood vessels. And one of the most overlooked culprits is something we all do for hours each day: sitting. For seniors especially, sitting becomes a bigger part of daily life. Maybe it's because of retirement, reduced mobility, or simply enjoying quiet moments in a favorite chair. But here's the reality most people don't realize: the way you sit can either support your brain health or quietly increase your risk of stroke. Think about it: your brain depends on a constant supply of oxygen-rich blood. It's like a power-hungry computer that can't afford even a moment of downtime. But when circulation slows, when pressure builds in your vessels, or when clots form because of poor posture or prolonged stillness, the brain's lifeline gets compromised. And the effects can strike overnight, while you sleep, when you least expect it. That's why in today's video, I'm going to reveal 6 of the most common sitting habits that put seniors, and anyone over 50, at greater risk of stroke. These aren't extreme or unusual behaviors, they're things you might be doing every single day without realizing the danger. The good news is, once you understand them, the fixes are simple, practical, and life-saving. So let's dive right in and uncover the sitting mistakes that could be silently harming your brain health. Let's start with the most common, and perhaps the most dangerous, sitting habit: staying in one position for hours without moving. It sounds harmless. You sit down to watch a 2-hour movie, work on your computer, or maybe ride in a car or bus. But here's the shocking reality: even just 2 hours of uninterrupted sitting can reduce blood flow in your legs by up to 50%. That's a massive slowdown in circulation. And when blood doesn't move, clots can form. This condition is called deep vein thrombosis, or DVT. It often begins quietly in the deep veins of your legs. A small clot forms, usually without pain or warning. But here's the frightening part: that clot can break off, travel upward through your bloodstream, and block an artery in your brain. The result? An ischemic stroke, the most common type of stroke, responsible for nearly 9 out of 10 cases. I've seen seniors who thought they were just resting in their favorite chair but unknowingly created the perfect environment for a stroke to develop overnight. Combine prolonged sitting with factors like dehydration, high blood pressure, or certain medications that thicken the blood, and the risk multiplies. The danger is even higher during long trips. Have you ever heard the term economy class syndrome? It describes clots that form during long flights when passengers sit still for hours. But you don't need an airplane to trigger the same risk. It can happen in your living room recliner. So how do you protect yourself? The solution is surprisingly simple but requires consistency. Stand up and move for 2 to 3 minutes every 30 minutes. Set a timer or use commercial breaks as a reminder. Do seated exercises. While sitting, flex and point your toes, or circle your ankles. These simple moves act like a pump, keeping blood flowing. Stay hydrated. Dehydration thickens your blood, making clots more likely. Keep a water bottle nearby. Consider compression socks if you have circulation issues. They support vein function and reduce clot risk. Think of your circulation like a river. When the river flows smoothly, it nourishes everything downstream. But when it becomes stagnant, dangerous buildups occur. By breaking up long periods of sitting, you keep your river flowing, and protect your brain from stroke. So, the first and most crucial step, don't sit still for hours. Move, even in small ways, to keep your blood alive and active. Crossing your legs is such a natural habit. Many people, even without realizing it, automatically sit this way. It might feel comfortable, it may even look polite in social situations, but when you cross your legs for long stretches of time, you could be silently raising your risk of stroke. Here's why. When you cross your legs, you're applying uneven pressure on the veins and arteries in your lower body. This position partially restricts blood flow, causing blood to pool in one leg. Over time, pooled blood increases the risk of clot formation, which, just like in habit 1, can travel through your bloodstream and reach your brain. But that's not all. Studies have shown that sitting with your legs crossed for 10 to 15 minutes can temporarily increase your systolic blood pressure by as much as 7 millimeters of mercury. That might not sound like much, but for someone who already has hypertension, those little spikes add up, putting constant stress on your blood vessels. And remember, high blood pressure is the single most powerful risk factor for stroke. Another hidden danger is nerve compression. Ever notice tingling, numbness, or your foot falling asleep after sitting cross-legged? That's your body warning you that circulation and nerve function are being compromised. Ignoring these signals repeatedly doesn't just cause discomfort, it can encourage vascular problems in the long run. So, what's the solution? Try to keep both feet flat on the floor whenever possible. This helps maintain even circulation throughout your legs. If you find crossing your legs irresistible, limit it to a few minutes at a time and switch sides frequently. Use a small footrest if your chair is too tall. Supporting your feet at a comfortable level reduces the urge to cross your legs. Think of it this way, crossing your legs occasionally is harmless, but making it your default sitting style is like slowly tightening a valve in your circulatory system. Over time, that added pressure can set the stage for bigger health problems, including stroke. So the next time you catch yourself crossing your legs, uncross them, place your feet flat on the ground, and remind yourself, you're not just sitting better, you're protecting your brain. We've all done it. You get comfortable in your chair, shoulders round forward, back curves, and before you know it, you're slouching. Or maybe you lean forward while scrolling through your phone or working on your laptop. It feels natural in the moment, but here's the shocking truth: this posture is silently harming your circulation and increasing your stroke risk. When you slouch, your chest cavity compresses. That reduces the efficiency of your lungs, which means less oxygen is being delivered to your blood. And if your blood carries less oxygen, your brain, an organ that consumes 20% of your body's oxygen, immediately suffers. Over time, this lack of oxygen-rich blood encourages arterial stiffness, high blood pressure, and, ultimately, stroke. Leaning forward creates another hidden danger. It compresses the major arteries in your neck, particularly the carotid arteries, which are the main highways carrying blood to your brain. Restricting these pathways, even slightly, reduces cerebral blood flow. Do this for hours every day, and you're quietly starving your brain of the very nutrients it needs to stay healthy. And it doesn't stop there. Poor posture also affects your veins. By collapsing your abdominal cavity, you're reducing venous return, the process that sends blood back to the heart. This means blood can pool in your lower body, setting the stage for clot formation. So how can you fix this habit? Always sit with your back fully supported against the chair. Keep your shoulders relaxed and slightly pulled back to open your chest. Position your screen at eye level. If you're looking down at your phone for hours, raise it instead of bending your neck. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head upward. This simple mental cue helps align your spine. It may feel like a small detail, but posture is more than about looking confident. It's about protecting blood flow to your brain. Each time you correct your posture, you're improving circulation, boosting oxygen supply, and lowering your stroke risk. So the next time you catch yourself slouching or leaning forward, straighten up, not just for your back, but for your brain. Many seniors find themselves dozing off in their favorite recliner or even spending the whole night sleeping in a chair. At first glance, it seems harmless, sometimes even more comfortable than lying flat in bed. But here's the hidden danger: sleeping upright in a chair can significantly raise your stroke risk overnight. When you sleep upright, circulation in your legs slows down dramatically. Gravity pulls blood downward, and because you're not moving, your leg muscles, which normally help pump blood back to the heart, stay inactive. This combination creates the perfect storm for deep vein thrombosis, DVT, where clots form in the deep veins of your legs. These clots may remain silent at first, but if even one breaks loose and travels to the brain, it can cause a devastating stroke. Another overlooked issue is breathing. Upright sleeping positions often make snoring and sleep apnea worse. Sleep apnea is a condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, reducing oxygen levels in the blood. Low oxygen levels at night put a huge strain on your heart and brain. In fact, people with untreated sleep apnea are several times more likely to suffer a stroke. And let's not forget posture. Sleeping with your head tilted forward or to the side compresses your neck and can limit blood flow through the carotid arteries. Over time, this adds even more strain to the circulatory system. So, what can you do instead? Whenever possible, sleep in a proper bed with supportive pillows that keep your head and neck aligned. If you must nap in a chair, recline it slightly and keep your legs elevated on a footrest to encourage circulation. Set an alarm to wake up and stretch every hour if you tend to doze in a chair. If snoring or sleep apnea is an issue, talk to your doctor about treatment. Addressing it can cut your stroke risk dramatically. While a recliner nap may feel cozy, making it a nightly habit is risky. Your brain needs proper circulation and oxygen during sleep more than at any other time. Protect those hours, and you protect your future. Have you ever noticed yourself perched on the very edge of your chair, almost as if you're ready to stand up at any moment? Many people do this unconsciously, maybe when they're concentrating, feeling restless, or trying to find comfort in an ill-fitting chair. But here's the surprising truth: sitting on the edge of your seat can quietly increase your stroke risk. When you perch forward, your thighs don't get full support. This places extra tension on your hips and leg muscles, which in turn compresses the blood vessels running through your lower body. With less room for blood to circulate freely, circulation slows, and blood can begin to pool in the legs. And as we've already discussed, stagnant blood is the perfect breeding ground for clots. Another problem is posture. Sitting on the edge often causes you to lean forward, collapsing your abdominal cavity and restricting blood return to the heart. Over time, this imbalance forces your cardiovascular system to work harder than it should. The result? Increased strain on blood vessels and a higher risk of both hypertension and clot formation, two major contributors to stroke. You might also notice numbness or tingling in your legs when you sit this way. That's not just discomfort, it's your body's way of warning you that circulation is being compromised. Ignoring those signals, especially for long periods, can lead to lasting vascular problems. So, how can you break this habit? Make sure your chair is supportive enough that you can sit back comfortably with your back resting against the backrest. Adjust chair height so that your thighs are fully supported, and your feet are flat on the floor. If the chair is too high, use a footrest. If you catch yourself sliding forward, reset your posture by scooting back and adjusting your sitting position. Think of it like this: sitting fully supported is not just about comfort, it's about circulation. When your body is properly aligned, blood flows smoothly, your vessels stay healthy, and your brain gets the oxygen it needs. So the next time you catch yourself perched on the edge of your seat, take a moment to sit back fully. You're not just relaxing, you're safeguarding your brain. You finish a hearty meal, push your plate aside, and sink into your chair. Maybe you watch TV, maybe you check your phone, or maybe you even recline for a nap. It feels natural, but here's something most people don't realize: sitting or lying down immediately after eating can quietly raise your risk of stroke. Here's why. After you eat, your body redirects a large amount of blood to your digestive system. This is perfectly normal, it's how your stomach and intestines break down food and absorb nutrients. But if you immediately sit still, especially in a slouched position, blood flow to other parts of your body slows dramatically. Your brain gets less circulation at the very time your blood vessels are already under strain from post-meal changes. For seniors, the danger is even greater. Blood sugar levels can spike after meals, especially if the meal was heavy in refined carbs or sugars. These spikes trigger inflammation in blood vessels, making them more fragile and prone to clot formation. Combine sluggish circulation from sitting with sticky, sugar-thickened blood, and you've got a dangerous recipe for stroke risk. Another issue is reflux and bloating. When you slump in a chair after eating, pressure builds in your abdomen. This can push against your diaphragm and make breathing shallower. Reduced oxygen intake during digestion means less oxygen-rich blood reaching your brain, a double hit to circulation. So, what's the healthier alternative? Take a light 10 to 15-minute walk after meals. This simple habit improves blood flow, helps regulate blood sugar, and keeps your vascular system active. If walking isn't possible, at least remain upright with good posture for 20 to 30 minutes. This allows digestion to proceed smoothly without compressing your blood vessels. Choose smaller, balanced meals with fiber and protein to minimize post-meal sugar spikes. Think of post-meal movement as a reset button for your body. It helps your circulation, your blood sugar, and most importantly, your brain. Instead of letting your meal weigh you down, a short walk or upright posture keeps you energized, and protects you from the hidden stroke risks of sitting still right after eating. We've just uncovered 6 everyday sitting habits that most people overlook, habits that can quietly raise your risk of stroke overnight. Let's take a moment to recap, because awareness is the first step toward prevention. Habit 1. Sitting too long without moving slows circulation and creates the perfect environment for clots to form. Habit 2. Sitting with legs crossed for long periods restricts blood flow and raises blood pressure. Habit 3. Slouching or leaning forward compresses your chest and neck, cutting oxygen supply to your brain. Habit 4. Sleeping upright in a chair may feel cozy, but it worsens circulation, increases clot risk, and aggravates sleep apnea. Habit 5. Perching on the edge of your seat leaves your legs unsupported, causing pressure on vessels and circulation issues. Habit 6. Sitting immediately after eating combines slowed circulation with post-meal sugar spikes, creating a dangerous mix for your vascular system. Individually, each habit may seem minor. After all, who hasn't crossed their legs or slouched a little? But it's the repetition, day after day, night after night, that compounds into real danger. Stroke doesn't usually announce itself ahead of time. It strikes suddenly, and its effects can be devastating: paralysis, loss of speech, memory damage, or worse. That's why prevention is so critical, especially for seniors and anyone over 50. The good news is that prevention doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it comes down to small, consistent changes. Break up long sitting sessions with short walks or stretches. Keep your feet flat and your posture upright. Sleep in a proper bed whenever possible, not in a chair. Walk after meals to keep your blood flowing and your sugar levels stable. These habits may feel small in the moment, but together, they create powerful protection for your brain. Think of them as daily deposits into your health bank, investments that pay off by keeping your circulation strong and your risk of stroke low. But here's where you come in. Knowledge only matters if you act on it. Tonight, as you sit down to watch TV or scroll your phone, set a timer to remind yourself to stand up after 30 minutes. Tomorrow, after your meals, commit to a short walk, even just around the house. And the next time you catch yourself slouching or crossing your legs for too long, straighten up and remind yourself, I'm protecting my brain. Remember, your brain is the command center of your life. It holds your memories, your independence, your ability to connect with loved ones. Guarding it isn't just about avoiding disease, it's about preserving the quality of life you've worked so hard to build. And here's one more thing. You don't have to keep this knowledge to yourself. Stroke affects millions of families every year, and many people are still unaware of how simple habits can make such a big difference. By sharing this video with your friends and loved ones, you could help someone avoid a life-changing event. Imagine being the reason a family member learns to stand up more often, walk after meals, or fix their posture. Those small adjustments could literally save their life. So, if you found value in this video, here's what I'd like you to do. Hit the like button. It tells me this content is helping you, and it helps others discover it too. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Every week, I share doctor-backed advice on brain health, senior health, and practical steps to live longer and healthier. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And most importantly, start applying what you've learned today. Don't wait until tomorrow. The habits you change tonight could protect your brain for decades to come. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay proactive, and I'll see you in the next video.